All right, so I mean, if you can ask me questions, then that makes it easy. Okay, so I'm Boyd Swinburne. I'm Professor of Population Nutrition and Global Health at the University of Auckland. Oh, this is perfect timing for this region. This region has had a long history of undernutrition, and most countries are getting on top of that. But screaming up behind them is the obesity, the diabetes, the chronic diseases, non-communicable diseases that the Asian countries really need to deal with. It's now by far the biggest problem, health problem that Asian countries are dealing with. And to be honest, it's been a little bit late in getting organised and focusing on the whole diabetes, chronic diseases, obesity side of things. So Informus was developed because there was a need for measuring and monitoring and benchmarking actions to improve. Let me start again. Informus was developed because of a need to benchmark and monitor progress on making food environments healthier to try to reduce NCDs. So nutrition is by far the biggest risk factor for non-communicable diseases, and we need to be able to measure not only the policies that are happening, we also need to measure the actions of the commercial sector, of the food companies, and we also need to measure the impacts that it has on food composition and food price, food labelling, food availability, food marketing, and so on. So trying to shift our monitoring upstream rather than focusing on the diseases, focus up here on the policies and the environments. There's been great sharing amongst the countries, and I have to say, There's been great sharing amongst countries, and I have to applaud IDRC for bringing these countries together to give them this opportunity to identify opportunities for a regional approach, really. How can each country do its work, trying to get evidence around food environments here and also support other countries in the region, so you've got a big network. IDRC has been doing a great job in Latin America supporting other countries to do work in this food environments research. So the fact that they're coming to Asia is perfect. So countries do need accountability systems, and at the moment we have a whole stack of reports and recommendations from WHO about what to do, and they don't get implemented. So we need to strengthen accountability mechanisms, and the research and the science and the civil society sector and the researchers, academia, are fundamental in trying to strengthen that accountability. So how do we do that? What's our role in accountability? That's to do the measurements and to do the monitoring, benchmarking, sharing it with the decision makers, and then try to support them to create better policies. We need to lift our game as researchers and civil society to be able to help governments to achieve this. So within a couple of years, I would love to see a dozen countries in the Asian region measuring the food environments, measuring what the governments are doing, comparing across countries, and being able to use this cross-country comparison to say, look what they're doing over there, we need to do it here, or getting plaudits and getting praise for the stuff that they're doing well in their own country. So that's part of the whole mix. And we can learn from, the rest of the world can learn from Asia. There's lots of great things happening here, but they're just a bit here and a bit there and a bit there. We need to be able to have the platform to measure, benchmark, to applaud the successes and try to bring up the laggards.